Normally,
played around or whatever.
Okay, so but normally,
but I started the conversation, even though you had this idea already, and I said, hey, you know, it'd be really cool.
You really
social
think
justice, blah blah blah. Then it would be my idea, not yours.
You really think BFFs keep tabs? I suggested this.
Oh, yes.
They keep tabs on who started.
A lot of people do. Absolutely.
But a lot of people don't. They're just playing. They're watching that movie. They say it'd be cool if we had a superhero costume business.
But who said that?
They don't keep track.
They would. Oh my God, they would.
You might.
Yes.
I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't at all.
I'd be like, excuse me, you started that company without me, and that was my idea. How dare you?
No.
Yes.
That sucks.
People are petty. We're deleting that part.
But
people are petty like that.
I don't know, man. Like I don't know such people.
Email us if you agree with me.
Oh wow. I
like a true podcast.
No, it is like a true podcast. We totally are disagreeing on this.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to tickle you.
Dina thinks that there needs to be a master and commander of. Oh my God, this cat! I'm gonna lock him in a room.
Hi, baby, come with me. I'll love you forever.
Get out of here, Snow.
No, look at him being pretty.
Oh, jeez, don't indulge him. Anyway,
so
Dina thinks there needs to be a master and commander of the business.
Okay,
and
for example, how does the military work? There's a chain of command.
Dina was in the military.
There's a chain of command. You have people above you at all times. Even if you're like an E1, the E2 is now in charge of you. If you're an E2, the E3 is in charge of you. I'm just saying there has to be a chain of command. If there is no chain of command, I'm like Dr. Evil Claw right now. If there is no chain of command, then who do you know who does what and where and how? I don't feel like there's a real structure that way. You cannot start a company without structure. Am I right?
Yes, you can start a company without structure.
Then what are you doing? I feel like that's like a chaos, with no structure.
These are the people who go out there and they say, I'm going to make my jewelry, I'm going to sell it, and they
Honestly, if you wouldn't have had a business structure, I wouldn't have said yes.
Okay, yeah, but...
Because you already had a business structure, you already had a plan, you already had an idea.
Yeah, but that's just in our case, and it's in some other people's cases, but it's not in every case. You don't need a business structure in the very beginning. There are plenty of people who go out there and they say, I was performing on stage and somebody asked me to get on the microphone and somehow I just started being a rapper or something. And I've seen these people. There are people who say, I want to sell my juice, for example. And, I make juice, I mix the stuff together, and I don't have business structure or anything. I just love this. Will you buy my jar of juice here for however many dollars? They started that way. And there are plenty of people who just start on their hustle. They start by themselves. That's okay. But those people don't need a structure, first of all. And they are doing it on their own. For the business expansion, I've been in the position to actually counsel some of those people and help them bring in other folks. But those other folks that are brought in have an expertise, which is more marketing and finance and stuff, and they basically are equals anyway. So even though this person has the core product, this one has the business and the marketing expense, and even though it was their idea, they're still equals. You don't need a leader. Now, if you want to eventually have administrative stuff and legalities, and you need to fill out the documentation for, who is the registered agent and, your LLC filing or whatever, then they're going to make you put a structure down. If you're a 501c, they're going to make you put a structure down.
Correct. And it's the same thing with, with the services that we have.
But it's not required.
But we didn't have, a business structure. I mean, we had a business structure, but we didn't have, packages. We didn't have anything like that.
No, we didn't.
Not really.
No, we didn't. Because I had it.
And you had in your business plan,
yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you had a structure to have that business plan to have it.
I did, but I ignored the structure when you came along. There was not.
Because I changed certain things.
No, you didn't change much, but there's not a need for a leader.
Right.
Because what you changed was the implementation.
Correct.
And the structure is useful, but what I'm saying is that there are plenty of people who are out there who don't have a you're the boss, I'm the boss thing, and they don't have a structure, and business is still possible. We know it's possible. It's not impossible.
Absolutely.
I'm
not saying it's impossible.
And I wouldn't want to give people advice that they need to have the template, right? Especially because we're dealing with creatives. So, like as an artist, I'm not hearing that this person that I'm in business with needs to be my boss, and I'm also not necessarily hearing that I need to be the supervisor, because I'm concentrating on my creative stuff. I don't want to hear about structure. This is one of the things that we see a lot, right? These folks want to start their businesses, and they don't worry about business plans and stuff. They just want to make their art and sell it, right? I don't think it's required that you have the chain of command. Now, or it's not just the chain of command, I don't think it's required that you have a say-so thing, especially if you're dealing with people who get along as friends or some other capacity, husband and wife, to where they're just not going to hear that they're subordinate to the other person.
Oh no, and I'm not saying that they have to be subordinate to the other person or that they have to say that they're subordinate to the other person, but it just kind of goes that way. It just kind of slowly gets to that point. You know, if I didn't know any better,
As the business gets bigger.
As the business gets bigger, you're
It
going to
does.
have something. So if you're husband and wife, excuse me, if you have a husband and wife, then who's the owner and who's a subordinate? You know, at that point,
they can be co-owners. They can file jointly or whatever.
oh no, I know they
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
But once you start growing a company, one strength is better than the other strength, right? So who is telling who what?
I don't know. I don't know that that's necessary.
I think so.
Without being in other people's houses, I don't know how I
then
would
you're
say
gonna
that.
be putting your foot into something that's already been doing, that's already happening. If you don't have the structure, then who does what? When and how, and are they talking to each other? How's the communication? If something's not getting done, then who's capable of it? Who's in charge of that? Like what?
No, we're not saying that there's no structure. I'm just saying that there's no command structure. Not command structure. There is no need for boss assertion in that relationship. The structure is important, of course, for just dividing out duties. But what I'm saying is that the whole, you're down there and I'm up here thing is not necessary.
No, I'm not saying that either. I guess we are agreeing on the same thing. We're disagreeing on the same thing. We're just not saying it the way that it needs to make sense, I think, what's happening. Because I agree with that. I don't feel like you need to tell me, hey, I'm the boss of you, because I would just laugh. Because that's not true. Because I'm like, I'm the boss, I'm running things, and this is the way it's going to be. But because of the position that I've been given, if something doesn't work for the company, I'm going to put my foot down. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to hear you out. This is your dream, this is your vision. I think that's what that is. Really, it comes down to that. It boils down to that. It has nothing to do with ownership or who came first, who came second, like the chicken and the egg. I really think what boils down is having that partner that's going to make your vision happen while still doing what they've envisioned as well. Because you can say, hey, this is my vision, and I can be like, that's great, this is how we can implement, this is how we can make it better. That's the kind of person that you want. You don't want someone coming in and being like, well, that sounded really good, that's not actually the reality of it, we can't do anything of your vision whatsoever. And of course they're going to go, why not? My vision is selling grape juice, why is that not a really good, thing? But then the other person goes, well, because 80% of grape juice is sold in San Antonio, so there's no market there. Then that's when you start rethinking your business plan. But what I'm trying not to digress here, what I'm trying to say is, if you have a business partner who's willing to support you and your vision and coming up with solutions, it doesn't really matter who's the boss and who's not, because ultimately, are they going to push your vision out and make it happen? Is where I'm trying to get at. Because with you being the boss, and I say that like that, not because you're not, but because I don't feel that way. I really do feel like we're just business partners trying to make something happen here. But I'm implementing your vision by also implementing my vision. Because it works with my vision to do your vision. That's what you really need ultimately. But what I'm saying is, if there wasn't some kind of structure there, as far as me saying, hey, this is his vision, I need to do everything I can to make sure his vision is being seen, and my vision is also being implemented, honestly, I can't see anybody else doing the same. I can't see anybody saying, yes, I'm going to do everything I can to make that vision possible while still making my vision with his vision or with their vision.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, you pay me. Yes, you handle those things, but you're also making sure that you're not making sure that I'm doing everything that I'm doing, but you know that I'm doing what I'm doing without having to check in every 2 seconds or every day or anything like that. But if that person that you're doing a business partnership with, if they're not implementing your vision, whatever the vision was for this company that you're wanting to do, then they're not the right business partner for you. Because there has that structure is important. I'm still going back to that. Because if I didn't know that this was your vision and this was really important to you and I cared about it and it also goes with my vision, I wouldn't be putting as much work into it. Because what is it in it for me? Does that make any sense? Like if you're my boss,
I got you,
and I have no say so,
okay,
then I wouldn't be in it.
Yeah,
that was a whole rant. Sorry.
So that's what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying. We were saying the same thing, but we weren't communicating clearly. As far as we were both saying the same damn thing, we just weren't saying it the same way. If that makes any sense. That's all getting deleted.
A demonstration, folks, of how problems get handled.
That's getting deleted. That was a whole rant.
Dude.
That was a rant. Sorry. That was a rant. That was a lecture. I like lecturing. That was a lecture. But why were you laughing? You were laughing.
You were like the prosecution, and I was like the defense. And somehow, you ended up saying, and that's why my client is innocent. I was like, okay.
Oh, I should have been a lawyer in a past life, just like
you should have been.
I should have.
Like a moving lawyer or something.
I should have. I should have.
Okay.
But you were laughing the whole time, going like.
I was like.
Okay.
I started laughing because I was like, well, shit, I don't have to argue anymore. I mean, okay. Anyway.
We're deleting all that.
No,
we really are.
Okay, but did you ever see that old show Beauty and the Beast?
I love Beauty and
Where
the Beast.
Vincent would get on the train?
I love that show so much.
So
because that was
I pictured you
Ron
like
Perlman's first, job was as the Beast. So I love that.
I pictured you like Vincent on the train. He's there and the wind's blowing. He's like, well,
with the hair, might as well.
His maid is like, fuck it.
Sarah Connor over there.
I'm on this train.
I'm on this train.
Yeah, I'm not getting off.
I'm not getting off. I might as well just crash this shit now while I'm at it.
And I'm getting silent. I'm like, well, we'll just.
And I wasn't gonna give you a word in anyways.
We'll just write it out.
You're gonna write it out. You're gonna delete it all.
Not necessarily.
Yes, delete.
Look, my editing skills are gonna be good. They're gonna be good.
No, delete.
Okay, but anyway, we'll see. If it's useful. Obviously.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, we fought a lot over the same thing.
Not really. I know, but see, that's.
But that's good
that's
too.
That's instructive.
That is instructive.
And.
But like we were saying the same thing. We realized we said the same thing, and then here's her reason why it was the same thing.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to delete that because I think that it speaks to how communication should go.